Hello, and welcome back to my podcast, Rebooking to Mastery, a podcast where I dissect and parse through books that I feel are important to me in order to kind of disseminate some knowledge out to the rest of the world. My name is Juggin, and I'm a master's student just trying to spread some knowledge out to the rest of the world. For all you old listeners, welcome back, and for you new listeners, welcome to my podcast. In this podcast, I'm dissecting 3 books through different episodes. Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty, 30 Strategies of War by Robert Greene, and Grit by Angela Duckworth. Feel free to check out my other episodes for those specific analyzations of those books and specific strategies, and ways to get rid of negativity and other things that you may or may not want to listen to. In this episode, we're going to be continuing our analysis on the 33 Strategies of War, which is a book by Robert Greene, one of the foremost strategists of this time. And so we talked about law number 4, or strategy number 4, which is creating a sense of urgency and desperation, the death ground strategy. If you remember from a last episode, we talked about how the root of your problems is your interpretation and your presence of so many backup plans that you forget to commit all your resources to the main plan at hand. And so we're going to go in a little bit more into this idea of death, the death at your heels tactic. So one of my most favorite phrases coming from the philosophy of Stoicism is memento mori. Memento mori is a phrase that simply means, remember you must die. Sounds rather morbid, doesn't it? It sounds like, why do you want to continually remember that you have to die, or rather that one day you're going to die and not exist in this universe anymore? Sounds like it's something that is a little bit scary. But rather, it's something that's empowering. It means that every moment you live on this earth cannot be given back or taken back, and that your time here is limited. One thing that we all know is that death is impossible to fathom. It's impossible to understand what death really means. There's been multiple theories, ideas, guesses as to what happens after death. May it be resurrection, may it be reincarnation, may it be moving on to up or down, may it be a sense of purgatory, or may it be based on Hinduism, reincarnation and rebirth. We have so many theories for it, but one common thing is that it's impossible for us right now to fathom exactly what the real truth is, or if there is one. And one thing is that the way we are organized, or the way we kind of live, is that we live for the gluttony of the present. We live for the fact that we are enjoying the now. Not necessarily a bad thing, but the intention behind it is not to understand and work toward the present, but rather to forget the future. Society is made in a way that death is invisible. It's intended to give us a sense of false immortality. The idea that we will be here and exist for a long time, forever. We will endure. And with this hidden idea of death, with this hidden nature that the fact that we are going to pass away into however your religious or spiritual belief is, into some shape or form, we get this sense of limitless time. We get this illusion, this maya of limitless time, that we have all the time in the world to do whatever we want to do. And that brings with it a lack of seriousness about the life we live in. This procrastination comes to us at all times. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm too tired to do it today. I don't want to do it today because I don't feel like it. If you make the thought of death something that lies at the forefront of your consciousness, not in a morbid way, not in a depressive way, but rather in an empowering way, if you seek not to escape it the way that society wants you to, rather embrace it, understand your days are limited, and live so much in the present to enjoy it, with that idea in your mind, all your actions will have a greater sense of purpose. They will have a greater sense of force. They will allow you to make sure that you consciously make the decisions you want to make, knowing that your time is limited. Like I said, it's not an assertion for you to take a look at the clock every single day and see how your days are numbered, and allow that to swamp the rest of what you want to do, but keeping it as maybe a message you write to yourself every single day. Maybe just something to think about every so often. Just an ideology to keep at the forefront of your head, so that all your actions are surrounding that idea, allowing you to take the necessary actions, to take that step, to take that leap of faith, knowing that your days are numbered. Memento Mori, one of my favorite quotes, is the definition of remembering that you must die, which allows you to understand that you must live in your current life, not pass or allow things to pass just because you don't feel like doing anything about it, but by taking the necessary steps to improve yourself, knowing that your days are limited. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Rebooking to Mastery. If you'd like to hear more content, feel free to drop me a follow on whichever platform you're listening to. And if you'd like to hear more content, you can find me on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Rebooking to Mastery. Thank you, and see you next time.